Here's a really easy strategy to generate leads through Google Ads, and I'm going to show you a real example here where I had an NFT agency that we scaled very quickly by bidding on phrase match keywords, optimizing per lead, and I'm just going to show you how I was able to turn this 8K of ad spend into over 100K of revenue by running these lead generation campaigns on Google. Now, a quick disclaimer here, I was one of the first to do NFT marketing agency as a keyword at the time of launching this campaign, which is in 2022, but the same strategy applies to anyone here. And I'm also showing you this ad account because I own it and I can literally reveal everything that I did. So at the time of running this campaign, it was for my company called NFT Factory, and we were an NFT marketing agency. We also did development, and we wanted to bid on keywords like NFT marketing agency, best NFT agency, all these different combinations of keywords, which I'll show you. And just give you guys context, we spent £4,600 and we were doing about 30 to 40K a month in retainers. And our highest month was about £100,000. So I want to start by showing you the campaign settings, and we were optimizing for leads. So what you can do with Google Ads is you can use Google Tag Manager, or you can do it other ways where you set up a lead event. And in our case, the lead event was anybody that reached a thank you page. So if you went to our website and you filled out a form, you would go to a thank you page and we would trigger a conversion event for those that hit that landing page. And so we are optimizing for people to complete that event. Then if I go down to the locations, we actually went after all of these locations right here. So we went after UAE, Switzerland, New Zealand, Netherlands. I didn't have United States in here because the cost per lead was very expensive, but we did start out with the US and the UK until we eventually excluded those locations. Now, when you run lead campaigns, you're going to see different cost per leads based on the market you're going after, and it also depends on the niche that you're in. So today, if you ran a marketing agency campaign in, say, the UK, you're probably going to have a very high cost per lead of like 80 to 100 pounds because there's a lot of saturation in that industry. However, if you're in a niche where it's a little bit more old school, you have more corporate people that don't really look at running ads on Google, they go down other forms of marketing, then this is a really good opportunity for you to go ahead and launch some Google ad campaigns. Now, the only other thing to show you here on the settings is that we optimize for maximized conversions, which basically means go and get me the highest volume of leads per day for the budget that I'm spending. You can also look at doing a target cost per action or target cost per lead. I just didn't have that set up in this scenario. And the other thing to note is that the budget fluctuates. Sometimes we spent 50 a day, sometimes we spent £200 a day, depending on what our cost per lead was. Now, inside of the campaign, I basically had one ad group right here. Now, depending on the budget and a couple other scenarios, you might want to have multiple ad groups. And the way to look at this is that an ad group is almost like a folder. And if you click inside of that, you're going to have all of the keywords that you are bidding on. So for example, you could have one ad group that has NFT marketing agencies. Then in the second group, you could have something like NFT marketing strategies. Then in the third group, you could have NFT marketing agencies in plus a location. So you can basically segment it like that. I'd say the only value of having that structure is that if you have a large enough spend, you can divide that spend between different ad groups and different segments. Now, in this ad group, I had a mixture of phrase match, broad match, and exact match keywords. Now, for those of you that don't understand how that works, let me go to this image real quick. So if I have exact match, I would have these brackets around a keyword. So in this example, running shoes is exactly what I would be bidding on. I would only bid on running shoes. If I go to phrase match, then as it says here, you have searches that include the meaning of your keyword. So if the keyword was running shoes with phrase match, and you did that by adding these quotation marks, then you're going to start automatically bidding on keywords like men's running shoes or best shoes for running. And then when you have broad match, you basically let Google go wild. It goes and bids on all kinds of things. And broad match will usually require you to be more on it and looking at the search terms, because if you don't do that and you don't add negative keywords, Google will go on a massive tangent. So what I did was I started on phrase match. That allows me to be broad while still staying on topic with the keywords. And so as you can see here, some of these phrase match keywords did pretty well. And eventually we went over to broad match once we had our negative keywords set up. Now in Google, if you go under insights and reports and you go to search terms, you'll then be able to see where Google is actually bidding. Now, if I scroll to the bottom of the page, you will find that I had 6,456 search terms that Google bidded on. And if I sort this by conversions right here, you can see the search terms that Google was bidding on. And so what I did was I ran this for a couple of days, and I was looking at what it was bidding on and where it was getting my leads from. And what you want to do is compare the quality of leads between the keywords that you've been bidding on. And if anything is irrelevant, like this keyword right here, for example, you can actually tick the box and you can add it as a negative keyword, which basically means that Google will stop bidding on those keywords going forwards, and you can ensure that all your budget is going in the right place. Now, what you can see here is that the majority of our leads came from NFT marketing agency and NFT marketing. So we were paying between £4 to £7 per lead, which is extremely good considering that our retainers were like 2 to 5K a month for NFT marketing. And we were lucky to get a very good conversion rate here. We had a lot of clients closed from literally this type of strategy. Now, when it comes to the ad, I actually only ran one ad, which sometimes is not the best of practices. But because we were having really good results, I didn't feel the need to really change the ad that much. But if you run these campaigns and you find you're not getting good click-through rates, you're not getting good conversion rates, then you're going to have to create multiple ads. But just to show you guys what I actually did here, we included some of the keywords that we were targeting in the headlines, and this right here is called positioning. Now, what you can do is you can add in these positionings so that you never show 2 or more keywords at the same time. So for example, I wouldn't want to show full service NFT marketing, Web3 marketing agency, and NFT marketing agency together. I only want that to show in position 1, which is why I assigned position 1 right here. So what I ended up doing is having about 3 keywords per position. So what would happen is it would pick out, say, full service NFT marketing, then it would pick out experts in community growth, and then it would also pick out a trusted NFT partner. And it would serve all 3 of those together in that combination, and it would get a good click-through rate. So this type of ad right here is almost dynamic. It pulls together these variations, which you can see showing right here. These are all the different combinations that it will show, and it will try and optimize to get you the best cost per lead. Now that's pretty much it from a high level overview of how we drove leads with a search campaign on Google. Now, obviously it's going to be a lot harder for competitive niches. You might also want to change from maximize conversions to target cost per action or target cost per lead. That will help you be more stable in your cost per lead. You won't have those fluctuations. But the general concept of running Google ads on the search placement and driving leads is very simple. Just make sure that you are looking at the insights and just exclude any search terms that are irrelevant, they're not getting good cost per leads, or they're not qualified. Get rid of those, add them to a negative keywords list, and then Google will start heading towards what's working for you. And that is how you can drive loads of leads to your website for a very good cost.